Hello, everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you all to another insightful technical analysis on the current market structure of the GBPUSD chart. We are going to be taking a brand new perspective through a comprehensive technical analysis, and we're also going to be examining trend lines, key levels, and chart patterns and use them to facilitate a well informed trading decision based on historical price movement. But before we delve deep into our expectations for the upcoming week, I would like us to take a quick reflection of the key moments we had during the previous week before we go into the details for this week. So last week we really did not have a significant traction on the GPUSD as price action was most of the time range bound. So we didn't last long in each of the positions we were in. So at the beginning of the week, we saw this simple range where price action was caught between the 1.28375 and the 1.28100 level. And for the fact that price action was trading just below our weekly key level situated at the 1.285, it made quite a lot of sense that we look out for selling opportunities. Now, with our sell stop order placed below the 1.28100 level, we had our first sell position for the week triggered, and we had a trend line that we said we are going to be using to guide our trading activity for the week. So it was more of selling the JPUSD during the first couple of days of the week, as you can see, before we begin to see some bullish traction around the 1.2770 level, which later was broken to the downside to trigger another sell position. So then we went through a chopper situation, which really did not give us any significant movement. If you do want to review these commentaries for educational purposes, I would drop the link in the description box of this current video so you can watch them. And if you are watching from my YouTube channel, of course, you will be seeing the link at the top right hand side of your screen. So, with that being said, let's dive right into the business for today. And what I simply did here was to go into the 4 hours time frame where I was able to identify the a simple setup that I think we can use to guide our trading activity for the week. And one of the things I did on the 4 hours time frame was to take into consideration the nature of price action since the last week of the last month, that is May. And what we saw here is how price action has been on a bullish momentum. And in fact, I have a couple of trend lines here to guide our trading activity. So the first trend line is this one, which I was able to spot after connecting the series of higher lows. Then we had a deviation from that trend line, giving us a new trend line, which I think we are going to be using as a parameter to guide our trading activity for this week. Now, with the situation we have here, if you zoom into the current market structure, you would notice that in the last couple of weeks now, price action has been ranging between the 1.28500 level and the 1.2700 area to emphasize the level of indecision in this particular market. And I'm of the opinion that this indecision is probably as a result of the anticipation of the GDP data coming in from both the UK and the US economic docket in the coming week, as participants are really not sure where price action is likely going to be going to. And if you zoom further into the current structure here, I was able to identify a couple of levels here that I think we can use to guide our trading activity for the week. And one of this level here is our key level, which will be serving as a major determinant of price action for the week. And it is situated along the 1.2700 level. And if you look at this level in the last couple of weeks, you will see how this level has been a major determinant of price action. Look at what happened here mid month of June. We saw how it was a selling niche at one point before this level was broken to the upside with a huge engulfing candle. Then, after that breakout of structure, we've seen how sellers were finding it difficult to break below that area, giving us a demand zone to work with. As you can see, what happened last week, Wednesday, and on the last trading day of last week, we saw how sellers found it very difficult to break through that structure. And one interesting thing about the 1.2700 level is the fact that it also shares a confluence with this ascending trend line we identified earlier. So you would agree with me that we are at a critical point in the market where anything is very possible to happen. Now, one of the scenarios I'm looking out for here this week is if buy pressure continues above the 1.2700 level, which also shares a confluence with the ascending trend line, maybe price action would respect the trend line one more time to incite another wave of bullish momentum. But if price action breaks through, that is, breaches the 1.270 level, it would have also breached the trend line which we identified. And this will give us a signal that the trend line may no longer have the capacity to continue to negate the selling pressure. And at this point, a selling opportunity below the structure will be very, very reasonable at this point. So you will see how the 1.2700 level is going to be serving as a major determinant of price action for this week. Then, in addition to that level, is this trend line I was able to spot here after taking into consideration the activity of price action throughout last week. So, we had lower highs, which emphasized the bearish momentum throughout the course of the previous week. And one thing about this trend line is that it will also be serving as a yardstick to guide our move. So if this buy pressure here continues in such a way that it breaks out of that trend line, then at this point I want to feel comfortable buying the GBP this coming week. So these are the things I'm going to be looking at on the GBP. But before I close on this video, I would like to share with you the economic calendar. You know how important it is for us to be aware of what fundamental factors we want to be looking forward to this week. You know that these fundamental factors often manifest on the chart in technical patterns and price movement. And by monitoring the economic calendar, we can easily identify potential correlations between key economic releases and specific technical patterns. And if we look at the economic calendar here, we have a handful of high impact events from both the US and the UK economic docket. So on Tuesday, June 27, we have the durable goods order. We have the non-defense capital goods order, excluding aircraft. And then on Wednesday, we have the bank stress test info, which is a test conducted to determine the bank's reaction to different financial situation, which will also be one event majority in the market will be looking forward to. Then on Thursday, we have the GDP annualized for quarter one, that is from the US docket. And on Friday, we also have the GDP um, annualized for the UK economic docket too as well. So these events here will definitely, the anticipation of this event will definitely reflect on the chart as price action. So we might likely be seeing some consolidation phase before price action finally establish a momentum in a particular direction. So don't worry, I will be with you in the comment section on all of my public platforms as we try to decipher how participants in the market will be reacting to this current zone here during the early hours of the week to determine where our next line of action, what our next line of action will be. I do hope you found the contents of this video very helpful in making your independent trading decision for the week. And if you did, um, kindly support by giving a thumbs up and liking the video. Your likes are valuable and help the video reach much more traders who will also find this material beneficial to them too. If you haven't already, consider following me by subscribing. Subscribing ensures that you never miss out on the latest ideas I share, as you would receive notifications whenever I upload new videos and commentaries. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you right in the comment section on Monday morning as we get prepared for the new week. Do have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye bye.